We're here with the Manchester Regional winner. Before you show us our deck, is there any shout-outs you want to give or anything?
Yeah, shout out to Everett Fanboy, shout out to Caitlin for letting me borrow impulses, shout out to Sid for help with the combo lines, and to Crook for believing in me every step of the way.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Well, show the deck then, let's go.
Cool. So I played blind second Mermail. I brick a lot, so I don't like playing go first. I think you lose to a lot of things. This guy's the best card in the deck, because I'm playing blind second, I get to play 3 of him. Just being able to send anything, like you can either send these guys, break through the boards, or just be able to send goons, get your engine going. This card's crazy, no one plays this but me, but he's Chandra. If you're going to attack with him, he just gets a lot of damage on board really easily. Being able to pop face down is absolutely crazy in so many of the matchups. Like just being able to like bait out draw beams, this and this together just like tears through boards. I obviously play 3 Dragoons because he searches this guy. I played 3 Neptibus because you can send Dragoons to search this guy. 3 of this. This card's crazy obviously as well. You can use this to chain block it, nuts. This searches cards that let me get through this. This card's crazy. This card's pretty good. It summons this.
And you're only on 2 of these, right?
Yeah, I don't play King Cod. I'm not on the big boy.
Okay.
I don't like bricking, like I said. And you're going second, you don't really want to see it. Like you just don't really want to be drawing into it with your mulches. And you don't need it to kill. This deck just like kills so easily. 3 of this guy. He's really good. The summon from Hammond obviously not being once per turn is really nice. He's also like, this deck's complicated because everything searches something slightly different, and he searches some of the ones that are otherwise quite hard to get hold of. This card, because you need to play it, it's probably going to get banned, probably should get banned. But, obviously crazy going first. If you get sent first, you just got this and you resolve it, you probably win. Round 1, I play someone I know from locals. I knew he was on Pearly. I knew he wasn't going to be playing many hand traps. I was like, I will go first. So apart from that round, it was blind second, and it did work. This card also absolutely crazy. They might ban this. I hope they ban this and not this. Going second's a lot easier. Stops you losing to things like Nib. Just having full idea of their hand as well. If you can't kill them, just like knowing what you're going to have to play through next turn is just absolutely insane. And combining them together, you can just rip something that you want them to have, so that you're ripping from the cards that you really don't want them to have. This card, like, sometimes feel rubbish to have it. Side it out against decks like Malice when you think it's just not going to be really relevant. But like every time I had it was crazy. Every time I had access to it was crazy. Every time I didn't have access to it, I wish I had access to it. It's really nice for the follow-up, being able to shuffle stuff in. Yeah, it's really good. And then 3 Fua, 3 Perulia. These cards are essential for this deck. Sorry if you wanted to play budget, but I think you need these cards. These cards are so good. They are just what makes blind second really possible these days. And again, that's why I don't really want to play things like King Card. I don't want to be drawing into like bad cards. I want to be drawing into this guy. Or just like hand traps and things. But yeah, these cards were fantastic all day, obviously.
The deck just thrives off having more engine in hand anyway.
Yeah,
like...
and this is a water, which is really, really nice.
Oh, that too.
So you can always just pitch it. And also just having a level 4 that you can spec back off Coral and Enemy because of the low attack. It can be really awkward to get 4s on the field with this deck, and that's just really, really nice. You got 4 breakery stuff. Blinding second, so I get to play these cards. It's the best card in the game. I love this card so much. These cards are crazy right now, and decks like Blue Eyes and stuff, you can just like clear away so much of the back row, which is scary. This combined with this guy, he's pretty good. Just lets you like tear through boards. You have these together, and you just like you don't care about drill beams, you don't care about like whatever's going on. You just tear boards to pieces. And then played one of the cool buy, obviously for Droll, obviously for other hand traps and things, but especially as well, this deck, just like by either bouncing or popping stuff, you kind of clear through everything that's on board, or you can even deal with stuff in hand. One thing you really can't necessarily deal with is stuff engraved, so it helps off like Desiree Sens, any like Fire King stuff that's lurking engraved. It's just really nice to have. I think if they ban this, I would genuinely consider either siding or even maining something like the Spellcard Monster Reborn or Foolish Return, something like that. I think you just need some kind of like graveyard hate, to be honest. And then finally I round it off with just like pretty standard 3 Imperm and 3 Impulse. This card is absolutely insane. This is probably my MVP today. So good in so many different matchups. It did cost me 1 game because I realised that I did this and then I tried to fool and my opponent was like, you cannot do that, and he was absolutely right.
It still won though.
But I mean, I won the regional, yeah. But, my hand wasn't doing anything anyway. Like, so that's fine. Yeah, so that was the main deck. I played 41 cards. I just wanted to keep it really consistent. Like I said, not playing the king card. Extra deck, I played standard XC stuff. One of each of these. If you're playing going first, I totally get like 2 of these, but going second, you really just like don't need it. And if you desperately need it, you can always go equip spell to shuffle stuff back. It didn't really like come up today, but it definitely can do. You can just like put this stuff back. This card's absolutely insane. This is like what the deck runs on. This card is absurd. There were games where I really thought that like I'd just chew through anything, I didn't have a chance, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I can make 2 level 7s, I can just win. And you can do things like spec back Chandra, and then just like bouncing tie board, non-targeting. It's just like absolutely ridiculous. I played the what?
You see the unicorn?
Yeah, I did get Unicorn ripped, and he took. What did he take? I think he took this. He obviously knew what he was doing. He took this. I was kind of expecting one of these, but like, yeah, he did take this, and it was pretty savage. Generally, though, like you can play through one Unicorn rip, all right. This card's really, really important for so many other lines. This card's fantastic to end on because you can just end on a toad. You don't care about things like Slayer, because you just can't target the toad. You can end on Dweller, and they can't target the Dweller, so you can just shotgun it in draw phase. This card is for like grind games. I wasn't playing this for a bit, but then you get into like grinding matchups. You really want this, just being able to search for follow-up or basically just like pitching something you want to pitch in hand, like one of these guys or an Eptabis if you've got this guy in Grave, because he's like the best interruption on your opponent's turn as well. This didn't come up today, but there are a lot of times when I'm like banishing the whole board, where because obviously you're waterlocked, so it doesn't come back. You can just like banish whole boards. I've even done this against Malice, where they've like used all of their like spec backs from banish. So if you just banish everything, it's actually quite hard for them to get back if they haven't got the trap specs back. Like I said, it didn't come up today, but like a lot of the time it does. And if you can't quite kill, you can just like banish all the resources. If you got this in Grave, you do the whole Ryan pitch net to this play. This card again didn't come up today, but like in theory, it's very, very good. Especially if you use this just to help your link climb and stuff. This solves awkward problems. This solves awkward problems. This lets you, in the go first combo, it lets you end on Toad and Dweller, and you end on Gaius as well. So that's kind of like an important part if you're forced to go first. And then I play Crocodragon. Mostly this comes up when I'm going for game and I can't quite kill them. This is like a really nice interruption to your opponent's turn, and you combine this with this effect to stack Neptibus onto your deck, and you just guarantee you've got the ability to go like Ryan pitch Neptibus, summon back this, and either like follow up all of these without needing to use your Toad Negate, either if you've already used the Toad Negate or if you don't really want to like burn it early to get back the Neptibus. Yeah, all of this was like crazy. It wasn't really anything I feel like it changed. It all just did what it needed to do. Like I said, this card is absolutely nuts. This card is absolutely nuts.
You've upgraded this today, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, nice upgrade to the LT today. No regrets about that. He's, like I said, he's literally Chandra. For the side, I did switch up the side slightly. I played the Malice tax. I played a lot of Malice tax.
Yeah.
This didn't come up in like a meaningful way today, but there were definitely board states where I was like, yeah, if I had this, it would have been crazy. And obviously turning off shift is like really, really important because you cannot play. This card is absolutely crazy. I love this card. It turns off Dweller. I played against Pearly round 1, so I was just glad to have it. I don't think it came up, but like I said, I would not take this out at the moment. I think it's really, really good. And obviously, like even into just like small board states against things like Ryziel, if you get something stupid like Tachyon, it's crazy into that. I play 3 Ash and a talent for going first. I didn't talent anyone today, but in theory it's really good. This deck actually loses to a lot going first. I know people playing against it don't think that, but getting hit with the mulches and stuff is not particularly fun. Again, that's why I like going blind second, because you just don't have to worry about it. And then Spice for today was 2 copies of Gamseal. Blue Eyes is a really tough matchup. Just being able to get rid of one of the Spirit Dragons and then it can't float into anything else is really, really nice. It's also, I wanted something that would be good that didn't conflict with like Fua. I saw a video with Pavlov where he raised a really good point that like Nib clashes with these cards because if you mulch someone, they are not going to summon enough times to Nib. They're going to end on smaller boards, so I wanted something that even if you mulch them would be impactful, and I think this was good. Again, it didn't actually like come up. I drew it against Pearly, but it was the rest of my hand was unplayable. I was able to bait something against. I played like a weird Metal Morph Feedsmith deck. I was able to bait something with this, but then again, it was when I tried to Fua, but I'd already impulsed any point, and I was like, great point.
Run over your matchups today as well.
I played Pearly round 1. That was the only time I didn't blind second because he's from my locals, so I knew he was on, and I figured he wouldn't be on many hand traps, and I knew I had, where is he? I'm in a mess of this.
It's one of these cards.
Somewhere. I knew I had Mermail Glacier in it. There he is. There he is. While he still lives, avoiding the ban list. I knew I had him in, and I was like, if I can resolve this, I probably win, and I resolved it, I won. And then round 2, I played against... I'm not sure about it. I think that was Malice, and then I played against Odium. I played against the Metamorph deck. I played against Primite Fiendsmith. That deck is crazy.
Yeah.
I had no business winning that. It was really close to time. And I ripped Duster off the top. And just like played 3 back rows and was able to just like break his board and smack for game-winning damage. And then the final was against Viking. Viking's obviously, well, I think it's a pretty good matchup, to be honest. And my hand just straight beat his like game 2. He opened the troll and it didn't matter because I opened this guy.
Crazy. And there's nothing you change at all about this deck list?
No, not everything came up today, but honestly, like there's nothing that I really wish I'd done differently. I was really happy with all of it.
First?
Like I said, I much prefer the deck blind second. I think it's a lot more fun. And I also just think it loses to less things a lot of the time. I think you are good at it. I think if you know what you are doing, this deck is absolutely crazy going second. And like I said, it turns on this card. A lot of the go first builds, they have to play like 2 of this, which I think is correct. But going second, just having access to always one of these is just like absolutely nuts.
And how many was in deck totally?
41 in main, and then just like 15.
First. That's more than 41, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, congratulations on your regional win. Yeah, good. Yeah, cool.